So yeah, we will take a little trip to Club Carwash. I also want to see, after my car wash, if one of my O2 sensors, check engine lights come on, because I actually had that happen after one of my car washes, and then it came on a few times and then it stopped coming on. So I have a diagnostic tool that I can hook my Jeep up to, and it'll kind of give me a general idea of what's triggering the check engine light. And so I hooked it up and it was like an O2 sensor. So I will probably take that to a local car shop here. I prefer to go to Don's Automotive. That's where I've kind of always taken my vehicles. I feel like I can trust them with my Jeep and any other cars that we have. So if you're looking for a reliable and trustworthy automotive repair shop, that's the one that I go to. I don't know if they would be able to meet all the needs of other people, but they've done a good job for me. And yeah, I'll probably end up taking my Jeep in there, but the check engine light hasn't come on for like a couple weeks, so I'm not sure if it was just a fluke or if it really does need fixed. But this is an old Jeep. This is a 2008 Jeep Wrangler. So okay, yeah, I was gonna say I was slowing down because the little lights were gonna change, and I don't feel like getting a red light ticket, so that would put a little damper on my day. But anywho, so yeah, this is an old Jeep. I don't have a backup camera. I have to use my mirrors and my eyes. I don't have a camera. I don't have Bluetooth. None of those luxuries, so it's kind of like stepping into a time machine. If you notice when I signal, when I use my indicator signals, you hear the clicking sound. I think in the newer vehicles they're not as noisy. But yeah, I prefer to just keep this as long as it'll run. I mean, working from home, I don't really need my own vehicle, and I have a motorcycle just as a recreational vehicle. So like, I have two modes of transportation in the summer months. My wife has her own vehicle, so hers is newer. We can get around in hers if we want to take a trip or something. But this works for me, and I like not having a car payment, because then I can put more funds aside for retirement and savings in case anything else should happen. So that's something that I am kind of passionate about. I don't know if I've talked too much about that, but like, I do enjoy saving and investing, and I like a good deal when I find one. So like this car wash, for example, it makes more sense to do the monthly payment if you're going to come at least 2 times, because then you're not going to be spending as much as you would as 2 separate washes. But lately I don't think I've been coming more than 2 times, and sometimes I might not even make it out here. So it kind of just, I think it just depends on the season and what I'm up to and what I've got going on in life. But it is nice having lower insurance because it's an older vehicle, so even having full coverage on this, it's very reasonable. I also have, obviously, a good driving record because this Jeep is a 2008, and here we are, it's still working just fine. So I guess, knock on wood, taking good care of it, get all the regular maintenance done. And yeah, I just want it to last as long as it can. One notable thing is I carry some extra like white t-shirts in my vehicle, because it is so old that the hardtop does leak a few times. Not every single time I go through it, but I would say it's probably more of a chance it's gonna leak than it isn't. So I just carry some like old rag type things so that I can make sure that I can hold that up to my roof and hopefully prevent it from leaking onto me or my seat. It is what it is, you know? save money where you can. We like to go grocery shopping at Aldi because you can get everything at Aldi that you can pretty much get anywhere. Sometimes it's hit or miss on some other produce and stuff like that, but they pretty much have everything. It's kind of loud in here, so I'm going to pause on talking. Smells really good, like bubble gum in there. I don't know how else to describe that, but I wanted to get the car wash before my current billing cycle pauses for 1 month. But I figure I'm gonna have to take this to the shop probably, depending on if that check engine light comes back on or not. But yeah, having an old vehicle, if you're able to do this, like if you have a different vehicle that's reliable, so like I said earlier, my wife has a reliable vehicle, so if we need to go out of town or take a trip, we can just take her vehicle. But I mean, it's nice because you're paying less for insurance every month, even with full coverage. You're also paying a lot less for your annual tags and registration. So like between my motorcycle and my Jeep, because my motorcycle's old too, that's only a year newer than this. So like I think both of those combined is around, I want to say $81, $82 for the year. So I mean, those things add up. And so like, I don't know about you, but I like to save money where I can. So like, there's no reason for me to go out and buy a new vehicle that's just gonna sit in my driveway because I work from home, and then I'm gonna be paying more for insurance. I'm gonna have a monthly car payment, and I'm also gonna have a higher annual tax and registration tax and stuff. So those are just my thoughts. So I'm fine with driving around in a vehicle that's not super fancy. It's older. It's nothing special. I know a lot of people kind of judge people based on the kind of car that they drive and the kind of clothes that they wear, but honestly, you don't know what that person's bank account or what their credit health, like their financial health, you don't know what that looks like. Like all of their money could be pouring out into their vehicle, into their rent or their mortgage, and then into those credit cards that buy those fancy clothes and name brand stuff. So it's never good to judge a book by its cover. Just because someone looks a certain way doesn't always mean that that's what you see is what you get. So just putting that out there. I mean, I take care of my vehicle, so like if somebody looked at my Jeep, and I've had people that have worked on my Jeep tell me, oh wow, you have a really nice Jeep, but you've taken really good care of that. And yeah, I have, because I want it to last, and I'm willing to put in the little chunks of money here and there to, you know, get new tires or get like a coolant flush or whatever, just to get those things done so that this will last me. And it has lasted me a long time. Like I said, 2008, and I was the first owner of this, so it's doing good. Can't complain. It's been good to me. It's not the greatest on gas, but again, I'm not driving that much, so it doesn't really bother me. If I was driving all the way out to like Omaha, Nebraska to work, then I might consider getting a more fuel efficient vehicle. But yeah, right now this works. So it's just something to share with you. Anybody that's thinking about buying a vehicle, or if you're thinking about buying a new vehicle, make sure you do your research before you go out and start test driving cars. If you're watching my content, you're probably already on YouTube, but there are some great resources out there to help you prepare for purchasing a car. I will have to double check, but I believe the one that I like is a father and son duo, and I think it might be like Car Edge or Driver Edge. I'll have to double check. Don't quote me on that right now. I'll see if I can remember and then put it in the comments, or not the comments, but in the video description, because when my wife needed to go look for a new vehicle because we knew her other one was getting older, she used a lot of their practice scenarios that they did, and then also just learned a lot about what goes on when the dealer is asking you questions and what that really means and what not to do. So many people don't know what not to do. What not to do is almost more important than what to do. But she basically negotiated her entire deal before we even set foot on the parking lot. She got it down to the price that she wanted, not payment, not monthly payment, because monthly payments, those are tricky. Like a monthly payment they can get you into with about any type of price, but if you want a good deal, it's the out the door price that you need to be focused on. So they're gonna try to ask you lots of questions and see what kind of things you'll spit out accidentally. So just make sure you're focused on, you know, everything's always on the table. Just if they want to know if you're financing or paying in cash, you can just let them know, I'm not sure yet. It really just depends on the out the door price. And then if they try to add extra bells and whistles, like, I don't know, like a flashing red brake light, which Toyota, I think in Omaha, I want to say that they have those pulse brake lights installed on all of their new vehicles. That's not a requirement. That's a decision that the dealership made, and then they can take those off if you don't want them. You can tell them, okay, well, you added that, and it's not something that's required by me to purchase, so take it off and I'll just buy it with the normal light. So just little things like that I don't think a lot of people know about. So definitely do your research, and like I said, you can get things negotiated through email conversations before you ever set foot on their property and test drive their vehicles. And that's honestly the way that I would do it if we did it again. And they even have an AI tool that you can purchase for the month, and then you can cancel it if you don't want it, and the AI tool will do all the work for you. You just kind of have to give it, you know, the kind of a vehicle that you would like, and it'll do the rest of the work. So anyways, I'm just sharing that information. I know it's not really probably relevant to everyone, but at some point you're probably going to want to purchase a car or need to. Even just saying that you have a trade-in car, that's also something that you don't have to tell them about. I would say maybe if the offer's right, and then before you even get to the dealership, you should go to like CarMax and maybe another website so that you can get offers already, so that when they try to offer you something, you can say, well, I think I'm going to keep my car because CarMax said that they're going to give me $1,000 to $2,000 more than you've just offered me. So just something to think about. But that's it for today, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.